you all for being here today. I think we certainly see this as the beginning of some very important dialogue. At the committee level, we've had an opportunity to look at several things related to economic development of downtown and some of the challenges that exist in San Fernando. I think several months ago we actually started putting together within the city, a list of our vacancies to understand what happens with those vacancies. And it went from the conversation about dressing up the vacancies to make them look a little bit more acceptable in appearance, to understanding that we're getting absolutely overwhelmed by the vacancies. And it caused us to really look at trying to understand some of the ways that we can manage, deal with vacancies, give people a reason to be here in San Fernando. I think we could look at our neighbors in Los Angeles and certainly see a very successful development that's just been put together with the Costco just right outside the city limits. And I think, you know, I just heard a report first day the Costco opened, they had 800 new members. Which from what I understand is a record for Costco's in Los Angeles of getting memberships in one day. I think we have the challenge of understanding that there's a destination right outside of us, easily accessible to the freeway. No freeway touches our city boundaries. We're close by freeways, but somehow or another, what we're lacking is a draw and a destination worthy enough to bring people from off the freeway if they're visiting a Costco or if they're in other neighborhoods or they're passing us by. I think you know, this idea that, you know, the 5 came, the 118 came, the 210 came, that basically took people off of San Fernando streets is very right. And we haven't done the kinds of things to be able to adapt and change and maneuver San Fernando to be a place that still has destination as orientation. It used to be easy for us. It used to be easy to come up the San Fernando Road and take a stop and stay at a motel, or stop for, you know, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And so we used to have all the characteristics of being a place off the highway. Those things have changed. I think, you know, also on the horizon, and to be very, very honest, you know, and the state's talked about it in different kinds of ways. We've already experienced it to a certain extent with furloughs at the courthouse. The future of the courthouse is a bit unsettled, and you know, coming at one of the worst economic downturns we've seen in our recent history, I think it behooves us to understand in the fact that we're doing a couple of momentous things here in San Fernando. One, we are at the point of extending our redevelopment agencies. You know, those timetables have expired. They've run their course of 15 years, and now we're at the point of renewing it. We've also had some change in leadership here and the willingness to look at business in a different kind of way, and I think we certainly have to take advantage of it. First and foremost, in our committee, we've had a chance to talk about parking in the downtown, and there's another parking concept proposal that you know, you know, as soon as it gets a little bit more developed and discussed, we will also bring it forward to community meetings, and I think people should like some of the ideas and orientations we have, because it comes out of, or it's a result of us listening to what the business concerns are. Today, overall, we're thinking about and talking about this concept of entertainment, and entertainment as a destination. You know, we can certainly see that to do something very simple like go to the movies, you've got to go to Burbank, Granada Hills, or Northridge, in our closest places. And 10 years ago, it's almost just about 10 years now, was the last time we had any serious proposals for movie theaters in this town. The private market hasn't brought anything forward that's been anything close in the last 10 years. And I think in terms of this discussion of creating an entertainment zones, or an entertainment zone, we're looking at first and foremost taking a very serious look and a very serious push to the fact that the city needs to take a lead. This city council really needs to take a lead when it comes to entertainment in the frame of a movie theater. Now, there's other forms of entertainment, and I think we've seen little bits and pieces of it. I think Library Plaza is one place that people go to get entertained, whether it's just to sit in an environment that's very calm and peaceful, or whether it's to listen to music. It's a place that people get entertained. You know, entertainment, I think, as we look at it, is a compatible use to what exists downtown. It's not something that's going to fight off the businesses that do exist and that are strong. It's something that we hope that can be a complement, something that can add value, that can bring more clients and customers. And whether it's providing a place for live entertainment. When I say entertainment, it could be very broad. To understand national chains that do entertainment, Chuck E. Cheese as entertainment. We don't have anything close to family entertainment that looks like Chuck E. Cheese, or anything related to that. National Sports Bar and Grill. You know, it's a place to go watch a game. You know, we don't have anything close to that kind of thing. You know, so the range of when I talk about entertainment, we talk about an opportunity to put some destination planning together. It's what other cities have done to survive. Burbank's done it. Burbank was brought up as a good example. They've actually reformulated the theaters several times to get the right kind of mix. Third Street Promenade did it with their movie theaters. Old Town Pasadena did it with their movie theaters, and they're redesigning all the stuff down in Old Town Pasadena. Universal City Walk is a concept design, an entertainment district designed around movie theaters first, and all the other stuff comes out of it. So for us here in San Fernando, and to begin a lot of dialogue, is to really look at, you know, at the city level, I think, and our committee's discussed, as a need to take a real big, strong push at the city level, at the leadership level, to say, hey, we really got to go out and target and study and figure out what can be possible in terms of a real live movie theater or cinema. Then at the same time, how we can develop our zoning, how we can develop our planning system and network to facilitate everything from hospitality, restaurants, you know, lounges, all those kinds of things that come along with being able to see this as a destination space. Because I'll tell you, you know, there's not a whole lot more we can do. We have smaller spaces. We don't have this big swath of 25 acres. We can't build a Costco in our backyard. We can't build these massive developments because that's just not the way we're designed. We have to understand the way we're designed, and it's different size lots, and it's independent business, and we have to take advantage, you know, and you know, all the different things that can categorize as entertainment, I think fits well. And certainly the cities that have done entertainment districts have done a lot to generate traffic to their downtown spaces and commercial districts. And whether it's shopping, retail, whatever that comes along with it, they benefit certainly from the extra people and the extra customers that come into town. So, you know, it's going to be a point where we can't, you know, we have a great lunch crowd here. We have a great courthouse crowd. Who knows what the future of that's going to look like. Whether that continues, we got to get moving and move some planning forward and see what other kinds of things we can come up with to be able to take the next steps forward. So, you know, in terms of our conversation today, you know, there was several questions that were laid out there. Because of the way the nature, I mean, we've had an opportunity to dialogue in our committee level between the two of us, myself and Councilmember Hernandez. But, you know, in order to get some more firm, concrete direction, to see how the rest of the city council feels, and to see the way the community feels to pursue these kinds of things, I think it was very important to bring it to a study session, have a very open and transparent dialogue, and get some feedback. You know, I mean, because, look, like I said, 10 years since the last theater proposal, you know, just to use one example, and if we haven't seen anything serious in 10 years, you know, on the surface, that could look like this place doesn't want it, or the market doesn't work for it. But I think we have to have a real conversation of maybe it's something that we have to take a little extra energy, push a little harder, identify certain spaces and certain ideas, and frankly, there's enough vacancies to accommodate new ideas right now. And I think we got to do it together, and so that's part of the reason. So, you know, it's general. We don't have a firm, you know, concrete master plan laid out for you, but it's realizing some of the problems that we do face and that do exist in this town, and getting some feedback, and we got to take the next steps forward. And you know, on the table are ideas right now, concepts, entertainment district ideas, having the city take a more focused effort to deal with something very specific like a movie theater, and then to look at all the other things that can come out of it. You know, in several communities, you know, downtown Glendale has the Alex Theater, but then they also have the new Americana with the new movie theaters, and they have plenty of stuff, but some of it's independent, some of it was pushed by economic development with the city. And so we're kind of in those crosshairs right now. But to be very serious, it's been 10 years since a firm, legitimate movie theater concept has been at our table. And, you know, if we all think and we all see, and we've heard it, I've heard it plenty of times talking to voters, talking to business folks, that having a nice movie theater in this town would do some good. And for the business folks that have the daytime job, obviously the theaters don't take too much space during the night, and there's a box in the daytime, and don't take up your parking. And at night, they're certainly energized, and on the weekends they're energized. So service-oriented business, sometimes it's a very good complement. So I think the concept obviously is to bring it to the table, to discuss it, and to see, you know, what directions and outcomes we can take from it. Because, you know, like I said, this isn't the end-all be-all of meetings in this conversation. This should be the start to a lot of different kinds of things. So, you know.